Mamma mia, here I go again. And what a perfect time to go again. If you're 65 or older and feeling like life has settled into a routine that's about as exciting as watching paint dry, it's time to shake things up. Retirement doesn't mean retreating from life. It means having the freedom to explore passions you never had time for before. Think of your retirement years like a brand new book where you're both the author and the main character. The previous chapters were about building careers and raising families, but now you get to write the adventure chapters. And trust me, there are some surprising hobbies out there that might make your conservative neighbors raise their eyebrows, and that's perfectly fine. 1. Karaoke and singing. Let your voice soar. Remember how ABBA made everyone want to sing along? Well, there's no age limit on belting out your favorite tunes. Karaoke isn't just for 20-somethings in dive bars. It's become one of the most liberating hobbies for seniors who want to express themselves. Singing is like emotional gymnastics for your soul. It releases endorphins, improves your breathing, and connects you with others in ways that regular conversation simply can't match. Many community centers now host senior karaoke nights, and you'd be amazed at how quickly friendships form when you're all laughing together after someone attempts a Beatles song in 3 different keys. Don't worry if you think you can't carry a tune in a bucket. Karaoke is about joy, not perfection. Start with songs you know by heart, the ones that make you smile just thinking about them. Before you know it, you'll be requesting the microphone instead of hiding from it. 2. Amateur theater. Step into character. Here's where things get really interesting, and where some traditional folks might clutch their pearls. Amateur theater for seniors is exploding in popularity, and it's giving people the chance to be someone completely different for a few hours each week. Picture this. You're 68 years old, and suddenly you're wearing an elaborate Victorian dress, complete with corset and bustle, preparing to play Lady Macbeth in your community theater's latest production. Or maybe you're donning medieval armor to portray a knight in a local Renaissance fair performance. Historical costumes transform you into living history, and there's something magical about wearing clothes from another era that makes you walk differently, talk differently, and feel like you've time traveled. Theater groups love having mature actors because life experience brings authenticity to roles that younger actors can only imagine. Plus, rehearsals become social events where you're learning lines, making friends, and discovering you have talents you never knew existed. Who knew retirement could come with standing ovations? 3. Urban exploration and abandoned places photography. Now here's a hobby that might make your adult children nervous. Urban exploration, or urbexing, as the cool kids call it. This involves exploring abandoned buildings, forgotten places, and hidden corners of cities that most people walk right past. Think of yourself as a modern-day archaeologist, but instead of digging up ancient civilizations, you're uncovering the recent past. That old factory on the edge of town, the abandoned school that's been empty for decades, or the forgotten subway tunnels beneath your city. These places tell stories that history books often miss. The photography aspect gives you a perfect excuse to capture these forgotten moments in time. Armed with a camera and comfortable walking shoes, you become a detective of decay, documenting how nature reclaims human spaces. Yes, it requires being careful about safety and respecting property laws, but the thrill of discovery makes every expedition feel like a treasure hunt. 4. Competitive ballroom dancing. Forget everything you think you know about ballroom dancing being stuffy or formal. The competitive ballroom scene for seniors is absolutely electric, full of sequins, drama, and passion that would make reality TV producers weep with joy. Dancing is like having a conversation with your whole body, and competitive ballroom takes that conversation to poetry level. The costumes alone are worth the price of admission. We're talking about gowns that cost more than some people's cars, with enough rhinestones to blind a satellite. Men get to wear tailcoats and look like dapper gentlemen from another era. The community is incredibly welcoming, and many couples start dancing in their 60s and 70s. You'll travel to competitions, make friends from around the world, and develop a level of physical fitness that will make people half your age jealous. Plus, there's something deliciously rebellious about spending your retirement funds on dance lessons and fancy costumes, instead of just sitting in a rocking chair. 5. Motorcycle touring. Here's where we really start raising eyebrows in conservative circles. Nothing says, "I'm not going quietly into that good night," like a 70-year-old on a Harley-Davidson, leather jacket flapping in the wind. Motorcycle touring combines your love of travel with a healthy dose of adventure. Imagine riding Route 66 not in a comfortable car, but on 2 wheels, feeling every mile of pavement beneath you. The motorcycle community is incredibly tight-knit, and age is often seen as wisdom rather than frailty. Many touring motorcycles today are equipped with all the comfort features you could want: heated seats, GPS navigation, and storage space for longer trips. You can join riding groups specifically for seniors, plan multi-state tours, and experience travel in a way that's completely different from anything you've done before. The freedom is intoxicating, and the stories you'll collect are priceless. 6. Genealogy investigation and cemetery tourism. This hobby starts innocently enough. You want to learn about your family history. Before you know it, you're driving hundreds of miles to photograph gravestones, spending hours in dusty courthouse basements, and developing detective skills that would make Sherlock Holmes proud. Cemetery tourism might sound morbid to some, but it's actually a fascinating way to explore history while honoring the past. Every gravestone tells a story, and old cemeteries are like outdoor museums, filled with art, history, and mystery. You'll find yourself learning about local history, immigrant stories, and social customs from bygone eras. The detective aspect kicks in when you're trying to solve family mysteries. Why did great-great-grandmother move from Ireland to Kansas in 1847? What happened to that uncle who seemed to disappear from all records after 1932? These puzzles can become consuming passions that take you to libraries, historical societies, and distant relatives you never knew existed. 7. Craft beer brewing and tasting. Home brewing beer is having a senior moment, and not just because it's trendy. There's something deeply satisfying about creating something from scratch, especially something that improves with age. Much like ourselves, the science behind brewing appeals to people who enjoy careers in technical fields, while the creativity aspect attracts those who want to experiment with flavors. You can start simple with extract kits and eventually work up to all-grain brewing that rivals commercial operations. Beer tasting travels add another dimension to this hobby. You can plan trips around brewery tours, attend beer festivals, and join tasting groups. Some conservative folks might frown upon spending retirement making and consuming alcohol, but there's a rich tradition of craftsmanship here that goes back thousands of years. 8. Stand-up comedy. Now we're really entering shocking territory for traditional expectations. The idea of a 65-year-old getting up on stage to tell jokes about Medicare and grandchildren might seem preposterous, but senior comedians are finding audiences hungry for humor from a mature perspective. Life experience is comedy gold. You've survived decades of workplace politics, raised children, watched technology evolve from rotary phones to smartphones, and witnessed social changes that younger comedians can only read about in history books. That's material goldmine. Many comedy clubs now host senior-specific open mic nights, and the supportive atmosphere makes it less intimidating than you might think. You're not trying to become the next big thing. You're sharing stories and observations that make people laugh while processing your own life experiences in a healthy, humorous way. 9. Competitive gaming and esports. Here's a hobby that will absolutely perplex your traditional-minded friends. While they assume you should be playing bridge or shuffleboard, you're online playing strategic games against opponents from around the world, some of whom are young enough to be your great-grandchildren. Modern video games aren't the mindless button-mashing exercises some people imagine. Strategy games require planning, resource management, and tactical thinking. Many games have gentle learning curves and welcoming communities specifically for older players. The social aspect is surprisingly rich. You'll join guilds, participate in tournaments, and develop friendships with people you might never meet in person, but who become genuine companions in virtual adventures. It's like having a social club that's open 24 hours a day and doesn't require you to drive anywhere in bad weather. 10. Nude art modeling. This hobby definitely falls into the taboo category for conservative society, but artistic nude modeling for seniors is a growing field that's both liberating and empowering. Art schools and independent artists are always looking for models of all ages, and mature models bring a dignity and life experience to figure drawing that younger models simply cannot provide. It's not about exhibitionism. It's about art, body positivity, and challenging societal expectations about aging bodies. Many seniors find the experience transformative, helping them develop a healthier relationship with their changing physical selves while contributing to artistic education. The pay is decent, the work is flexible, and you're helping art students learn to draw the human form in all its varied beauty. Yes, your conservative neighbors might be scandalized, but you'll be too busy feeling empowered and artistic to care much about their opinions. 11. Extreme weather chasing. Storm chasing might sound like something only young adrenaline junkies would do, but there's a growing community of senior weather enthusiasts who spend their retirement following tornadoes, photographing lightning, and documenting extreme weather events. Modern technology makes this hobby much safer than it was in previous decades. GPS tracking, weather radar apps, and communication systems allow chasers to maintain safe distances while still witnessing nature's most dramatic displays. Many storm chasers are actually retired professionals, meteorologists, pilots, and emergency responders who have the knowledge and experience to pursue storms safely. The travel aspect appeals to people who want to see the country while experiencing something most people only watch on television. 12. Paranormal Investigation. Last but certainly not least, paranormal investigation is a hobby that combines travel, technology, history, and a healthy dose of mystery. Ghost hunting groups for seniors are more common than you might think, and they approach the subject with a level of seriousness and methodology that younger investigators often lack. This hobby involves visiting historically significant locations, learning about local legends and tragedies, and using modern equipment to document unexplained phenomena. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the historical research aspect is fascinating, and you'll visit places most tourists never see. The detective work involved appeals to people who enjoyed analytical careers, while the travel component satisfies wanderlust. Plus, there's something deliciously rebellious about spending your golden years creeping around allegedly haunted locations with electromagnetic field detectors and digital voice recorders. Breaking free from age-related expectations. The common thread running through all these hobbies is that they challenge society's expectations about what people over 65 should be doing with their time. Traditional retirement activities, gardening, reading, playing cards, are perfectly fine if they bring you joy. But if you're feeling restless, uninspired, or just plain bored, it might be time to shock everyone, including yourself. Think of aging like wine. You're not getting older. You're getting more complex and interesting. These hobbies aren't about desperately clinging to youth. They're about embracing the freedom that comes with having fewer obligations and more time to explore who you really are when nobody else's expectations matter. Each of these activities offers something different. Some provide physical challenges, others mental stimulation. Some connect you with new communities, while others help you explore your creative side. What they all share is the potential to make you feel more alive, more engaged, and more excited about getting up each morning. Getting started, practical advice. Starting a new hobby at 65 or beyond requires a different approach than it did when you were 25. Your body might need more consideration, your schedule is probably more flexible, and your tolerance for drama is likely much lower. Here's how to dive in without drowning. Start small and build gradually. If motorcycle touring appeals to you, take a motorcycle safety course before buying a bike. If you want to try storm chasing, start by photographing local weather and joining online communities. Most hobbies have beginner-friendly entry points that don't require major investments of time or money. Connect with others who share your interests. Every hobby has communities, both online and offline. These groups are invaluable sources of advice, encouragement, and friendship. They can help you avoid beginner mistakes and connect you with mentors who remember what it was like to start something new. Ignore the naysayers. There will always be people who think you should act your age or worry about your safety. Listen to legitimate safety concerns, but don't let fear-mongering stop you from pursuing activities that excite you. You've earned the right to make your own choices about how to spend your time. Some of these hobbies require financial investment, but consider it differently than you might have when you were younger. This isn't about building a career or impressing others. It's about purchasing experiences and joy. A motorcycle might cost more than a rocking chair, but which one is more likely to create memories you'll treasure? Many hobbies also have budget-friendly entry points. You can start homebrewing with a basic kit that costs less than a nice dinner out. Urban exploration requires little more than comfortable shoes and a camera. Amateur theater groups always need volunteers, even if you don't want to act. Look for senior discounts, which are often available for classes, equipment, and travel related to hobbies. Many communities have senior centers that offer classes or clubs related to these activities at reduced costs. Health benefits, the best medicine. Every hobby on this list offers health benefits that go far beyond traditional exercise programs. Singing improves lung capacity and releases endorphins. Dancing enhances balance and coordination while providing cardiovascular exercise. Even activities that seem sedentary, like genealogy research, keep your mind sharp and provide purpose. The social aspects of these hobbies combat isolation and depression, which are significant health risks for seniors. Having something to look forward to, whether it's a weekly theater rehearsal or a monthly storm-chasing expedition, provides the kind of anticipation and excitement that keeps people feeling young. Physical challenges, when approached safely, help maintain strength and flexibility. Mental challenges keep cognitive functions sharp. Creative pursuits provide emotional outlets that improve overall well-being. Creating your adventure timeline. Rather than trying to pursue multiple new hobbies simultaneously, consider creating a timeline that allows you to explore different interests over several years. Maybe this year is for trying amateur theater and learning to homebrew beer. Next year could focus on motorcycle touring and genealogy investigation. Some hobbies are seasonal, which makes planning easier. Storm chasing is most active during spring and early summer. Many theater productions run on seasonal schedules. Motorcycle touring is weather-dependent in most climates. This approach prevents overwhelm while ensuring you always have something new on the horizon. It also allows time to develop skills and build relationships within each hobby community before moving on to the next adventure. The legacy of living fully. Perhaps the most important aspect of pursuing unconventional hobbies in your later years is the example you set for others. Your children and grandchildren will remember the grandparent who rode motorcycles across the country, performed in community theater, or chased storms across the Great Plains. These stories become family legends that inspire future generations to live boldly. You also become a role model for other seniors who might be sitting on the sidelines, waiting for permission to pursue their own dreams. When they see you thriving in activities that society says are inappropriate for your age, it gives them courage to ignore those limitations too. Life after 65 doesn't have to be a gentle slide toward irrelevance. It can be the most exciting, authentic, and fulfilling period of your entire existence. These 12 hobbies represent just the beginning of what's possible when you decide that age is just a number and passion has no expiration date. Whether you're drawn to the creativity of theater, the adventure of motorcycle touring, the mystery of paranormal investigation, or the liberation of nude art modeling, the key is to choose activities that make you feel alive. Ignore the raised eyebrows of conservative neighbors and the concerned warnings of overprotective family members. You've spent decades meeting other people's expectations. Now it's time to discover what truly excites you, even if it shocks everyone around you. The worst thing that can happen is you'll have amazing stories to tell and experiences that make you feel more vital than you have in years. Subscribe to our channel for more supportive conversations about aging with grace, joy, and dignity.